Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Own Your Voice Summit. My name is Rush Dorset, and I am a singer and a voice coach. And this summit is all about bringing together experts from the fields of voice, the performing arts, somatic body work, sound healing, and transformational leadership. And the whole purpose is to talk about, from each expert's unique point of view, what it means to own your voice, step into your power, and live your life's purpose. So for today, I am so excited to welcome our guest, Cynthia Zhai. She is an amazing powerhouse. She is a voice coach, a speaker, and a trainer. She helps people fulfill their potential through their voice. And she's worked with professionals from like 42 different countries, 5 continents. Isn't that right, Cynthia? And she helps people to speak with a powerful executive voice that reflects their true inner power from within. And so she's spoken on stages all around the world. She's been featured on radio shows. I mean, really, her work is amazing. And so I'm really honored to have her as part of the show. So welcome, Cynthia.
Sure. Thank you, Rush. I am excited to be on the show.
Yes. So the first question that I want to ask you is, what inspired you to become a voice coach?
So you know that there's a saying, we teach what we needed to learn the most.
Yeah.
And that was the area that I needed to learn the most. And so in my first job, when I graduated from schools, that was, because I was fresh, I was new, and I was not able to assert myself. I was also not able to speak up. Mm-hmm. And that actually made me, in a way, suffered a lot. And also that was, so, after many years, when I looked back, I felt that young Cynthia was bullied by my first boss and also by some of my colleagues. So that kind of woke me up and started to seek all kinds of training to improve myself. And one of the things that I improved was my voice, and I was not heard. So that improvement made me get heard, and also that also made me feel the power of our voice. So I didn't start my business until about 9.5 years ago. And so when I started, that was already that I had been working for corporates for some years. So when I started, I thought, okay, since I improved myself, I felt the power in my voice. And also I saw there is a need for people, and that's where I started.
Wow. So it sounds like you really had a moment where you felt like, gosh, something needs to change, and this is the answer.
Yeah.
So what
many
was
moments.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. And I'm sure so many of you can relate to it. I mean, I know that I can relate to that. Absolutely. Of feeling that sense of like not fully owning your power in some way, or feeling afraid to speak up. I mean, I completely relate to that. And again, I think that's why I'm also, a voice practitioner, because we teach what we need to know, right? So That's amazing. So what was that first step that you took to find the power in your voice?
Oh, the first step. The first step is really made up my mind. Because when the pain is not strong enough, we can still suffer with that pain. So I had actually quite a few incidents that actually gave me that message, but it was not until the pain was so strong that it was time to change. So that was actually my first step, made up my mind to change that status quo.
Wow. Yes. So the mindset is the biggest piece for you.
Yeah.
That's powerful. So what do you see as the value of voice coaching in people's lives? Like, what do you offer people to experience?
Yeah, sure. Because I've seen that in many of my clients, once they developed their powerful speaking voice, that you can see actually the glowing on their face. They look more confident, they feel happier. And some of the experiences my clients experienced was, for example, there was one gentleman, he said he is based in Canada. He said, I don't know why, I just feel good. So there were also clients who were promoted to a higher level where they never thought it was possible. There were also people who started to have more confidence and they decided to apply to speak at TEDx stages.
Wow. So you see tangible results in people's lives, that they're able to get on stages and make the impact that they want to make, and get even a promotion in their work just from
Yes, and
working on their voice.
yeah, and
Mhm.
also they are also feeling happier when they are
Mhm.
with their family. Their family member can also feel that, because when they were not heard, when their voice was not powerful, they bring that kind of unhappy energy to their families. And
Mhm.
so the relationship was also, in a way, was suffering. So, but when they started to become more fulfilled, they bring that to their families. So some of my clients, they said now they feel their kids, they can feel their energy getting more positive as well.
Wow. So do you see your work as, do you work on the physical voice and the mindset at the same time? Or do you find that even just working on the physical voice actually changes the mindset as a result? What do you think?
So I would say that I work about 70% on the physical voice.
Mhm.
And when we work on the physical voice, it will bring them more confidence. Because when we work on the physical voice, you will know that which is vibration. So when we change the vibrational frequency in ourselves, it will make our body, make ourselves more aligned. So in that, only working on that way itself can help people elevate themselves in many ways already. By the same time, I also help them with their mindset when it's getting in the way of improving the physical voice.
Mhm. So what are some of the limiting beliefs that you hear that people have that holds them back from having a powerful voice?
Yeah, so the very first thing is, oh, I see other people, your other clients, they change their voice. Maybe it only happens to them. Can it happen to me? So that's always the first thing that many of my clients, when they started working with me, that was the first limiting belief, that they don't believe that they can change it. It can change for other people, but not themselves.
Mhm.
So when they don't believe in themselves, then there will be a lot of things getting in the way. So the first thing actually we'll work on is to change that belief.
Mhm. Wow. So like somebody who is struggling with not feeling confident in their voice, what are some of the qualities of their voice that are just holding them back from its full power? Like, are people feeling fatigue? Are they feeling a hoarseness? Like, what are some of the actual physical qualities of the voice that you
Yes,
help people?
so the hoarseness, the fatigue
Mhm.
is one of them.
Mhm.
And also, most of the times when people feel constant, regular hoarseness, it's not just because that they speak a lot. For some of my clients, this is what's happening to them very often. It is also a reflection of the mind, which is you are not speaking your opinions. You're not speaking up for yourself,
Mhm.
and you are swallowing words. So that's one of the common issues with their voices, which are actually linked very much to the mindset as well. Others, like their voice is too soft, and they are not brave enough to project their voice, because they are afraid that once I project my voice, would I sound too loud?
Mhm.
And also that there are people, this part is not moving a lot. This is how they are speaking. And so when they are not opening up this area, the voice is not coming out. And even for some of my clients, they've developed their body resonance, which is to make the voice stronger. They've developed that. I can hear that when they are in the sessions. But there's still this problem of this part is not opening up. So then I realized that one of the reasons is they are afraid of taking up space, and because of that, they are also afraid of what other people will think of them when they are speaking. So that's why, even though they have this powerful voice developed, but it's not coming out. So that's another one of the common issues that I help people develop with.
Wow, I think that is so fascinating that you can take a look at the physical manifestations of the voice and then relate it back to what are the limiting beliefs, what's the mindset behind this. And so I just
Yes,
love that connection, the mind body connection here of like when you
yes,
actually physically free your voice, you free your mind as well, and vice versa. When you free your mind, you can free your voice. And it's just, I love that you work with people on these two very deep processes. That's amazing.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What are the qualities of a powerful executive voice that really lets people make an impact, whether they're on stage or, in the workplace, whatever that looks like?
Yeah. So they are about three major qualities. One is that a powerful voice is a relaxed voice,
Mhm.
relaxed voice. Because one of the misconceptions that most people, when they came to me, they had was, oh, in order to have a powerful voice, I need to have a loud voice. But that's not it. Or I need to use more effort. That's also not it. So the best voice, the most powerful voice comes from a relaxed body. So that's the first quality. And then the second quality is that when you are speaking, you're not withholding your breath. You are letting the breath go. And so when you're letting the breath go, your voice will sound much more generous instead of you're holding your breath. If you're holding your breath, this is how you sound like. It does not sound very generous. It does not sound very open. So when you are letting use the breath, then your voice sounds more open, more generous. So that's the second quality. And then the third quality is that the voice is also very full, a full voice, which is not just coming from the throat, but coming from the whole body. So when it comes from the whole body, when you are communicating with people, you become more engaged. You are not disengaged. So all of these three will also help people feel more authentic in their communication, which is also a key quality for leadership.
Yes, that authentic connection piece is so big because it builds trust, especially
Yeah.
when you're on stage and wanting to land with an audience and share the message that you want to bring into the world. So, do you
Yes.
find that this work really helps people to live their purpose and actually create the movement and create the impact that they really want?
Yeah, because they started to own their own voice.
Hmm.
And when we started to own our own voice, then we can help other people. Because if you're not able to own your own voice, you have nothing to give.
Hmm. Yeah. So, do you have a personal practice that you use each day to keep your voice healthy and strong so that you can continue to share this message?
Sure. So I always tell my clients that once they developed their full voice, which is using the body to help them to project the voice, they don't need to do any exercises. Uh, they don't need to do any exercises anymore, because once you develop it, the voice is with you. So you wouldn't imagine, because now it's my 10 p.m. I have been doing workshop for a whole day. And also this morning, I woke up at 4 to attend a training that I received. So
Wow.
I've been up since 4 a.m. and I can still talk now till 10:30. So that's the evidence that once you develop the voice, you don't need to do anything. But at the same time, for me, I am always very taking a lot of care. One is to have enough sleep for myself. I think that is also helping the voice. Two is that I drink plenty of water throughout the day. So those are the two things that I would say, once you've developed your voice, those are the two things that will help you.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. So I think that is such a testament to who you are as a person and what you stand for in the world, that you wake up at 4 a.m., you're doing your work all day, you're leading workshops, and you're on an interview at 10 o'clock at night, still serving. I mean, I just think it's amazing that, you're so of service and so passionate about your mission in the world. And I just respect and admire that you help others to step into what that means for them. What is their mission and purpose, and how can they share it in the world too?
Yeah. yeah.
So, and I want to ask you, from your unique point of view, what does it mean to live a fully expressed life and to own your voice?
Yeah. So it is really start to express who you are, not withholding your opinions, your ideas.
Mhm.
Um, that's one of the key things in authentically expressing yourself. But expressing yourself authentically doesn't mean that you say things to hurt people, but it is to express who you are, because every one of us, we are different. So you want to find what's your unique quality so that you can express it at the same time, use your strengths, use your unique quality to help other people, because that's the purpose of our lives, right? We were born to serve other people with our unique qualities.
Mhm.
So people always ask me, saying to me, saying, "Wow, Cynthia, you're so lucky. You find a niche." I said, "I didn't. I never purposely looked for my niche, but I always feel that a voice found me, and that was probably the purpose that I was sent to this life, to help other people to develop their voice, because I developed my own, and that's my purpose for this life."
Wow. So you couldn't have seen it, in front of you, like that this was going to be your path, but it sounds like just from serving and doing your own personal work that this path basically you discovered it and it discovered you
Yeah,
and you're able to fulfill your mission. I hear that a lot from people who are truly living their purpose, that it's such an unfolding and a discovery process.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, and also I used to read somewhere, they were asking, they said, if you have everything you want in life, what would you be doing? So I thought about that question. I thought, oh, I would still be doing the same thing. So then you found your calling for this life.
Yes, that's amazing. And I love your calling, no pun intended, but really, like
Yeah,
your purpose through finding your voice allowed you to live your purpose. I mean, I love how it's so interrelated. Oh,
yeah.
that is so beautiful. Cynthia, thank you so much for being a part of the show and for sharing your gifts with all of us, for sharing all of this amazing work that you've been up to. And I know that you have a lot of content, out there to continue to share. You have a lot of YouTube videos up that people can check out. You have a book out. Your book is called Influence Through Voice. And
Yes,
so I
yes,
highly recommend checking out her book, everyone. And I know that you've also shared a free gift with the audience as well if they want to connect with you further.
yes, yeah. So that's going to give them at least two paradigm shifts in the way that they look at the voice,
Mhm.
and also learning some exercises for them to get started.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's three part video lessons, which was a crash course that I did.
Perfect. So is this a good thing for someone who is looking for that first step on wanting to own their voice and, find out more about their voice and what it can offer them in their lives? This is a good first step.
Yes, yes, definitely. They would learn what 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 were the wrong things that they have heard from the internet, and what is the right thing to do to shorten their learning curves so that they can improve their voice in the right way.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I know that that's going to be powerful. So,
Sure,
yes,
thank you.
that concludes our interview for today. And unless there's anything that you feel called to add in this moment, but it's been
No, I think
amazing.
I enjoyed this interview, and I really love your questions.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, we went deep, and I love how the interview just unfolded and flowed. And again, I'm just so thrilled that you could be part of the show and share with us your knowledge that you've been gathering and working for these years. So it's amazing, and I can't wait to see what you do next and continue to follow your work. So thank you.
Sure. Yeah, thank
Yes.
you.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you next time on the Own Your Voice Summit. Bye.
Bye.